Please like and comment on the video below. That will allow me to produce better quality videos and more of them in the future. If you're interested in learning to trade successfully on sports, then why not visit the BetAngel Academy, where we have more detailed videos.
So a few years ago I was asked by Betfair to record a day's worth of trading, and this is one of the videos that I recorded. I actually recorded loads of videos, but they only ever published one. But I was going through them this week and thought this would be interesting. You can see here I'm looking at a chart, and you can see the favourites coming in, and I'm making an assessment on this market. And often what happens is when you look at a market, you tend to find that people are extrapolating trends. So I'm looking at the favourite here. It's come in a long way, and I'm sort of thinking, well, given what I'm looking at in terms of the market and the race and all of these other factors, is that really going to continue, or is the backing just going to dry up? So as I've said in previous videos, I like to be a bit of a contrarian. So you can see there's not much money above where this current price is, and there's a fair bit below. So it looks to me as though that's an indication that probably the backing has dried up. And then you look at the second favourite, and you can see here that it's reaching a critical point within the market. There's a lot of money matched at 6 and 6.2, not much above it. So if that does break, then that will add momentum to the favourites going out. So for me, this looks like a fairly low risk sort of trade, in that we're at the bottom of the current trading range on the favourite. I'm not expecting it to come in much further if it does come in, and if we get a break on the second favourite, then maybe that will help send the price on the favourite out. You see I'm looking at the third run here. There's been a bit of money match at 6 and 6.8 as well, so you can see these are critical points within the market. And you can see the favourites traded down to a low of 167, so I'm framing the opportunity as saying, well, if it breaks below that, then it's very likely that I will have to do something about that. I will have to actively get out of that particular position. But as long as it doesn't break below that, my position pretty much holds true. So I'm taking that position, and I'm now looking for confirmation that it's going to hold true. So ultimately, I need some backing activity to occur on some of the other runners. So you can see the favourite started to move here, and if you look at the second favourite, you can see that there is some backing activity there that's pushed it below 6. So really, if you get a move down past 5.5, you would count that as being significant if the price gets dragged down below there. Very often you'll see the price come down, touch around that level, and then bounce back. So we've got the first bit of a move. Now if I was being a little bit cautious, you'd probably do the first part of your exit on the favourite here. But if you get a push below sort of 5.5 on the second favourite, then you'd probably expect the favourites to continue to drift. But it's really a question of how much risk you want to take and how confident you are. And on this particular day, I was trading pretty well. I could read the market pretty well. So you can see on this particular occasion, I think that it's going to go further. So you can see we had that little move occur. We're temporarily stuck at the moment, but we're not at a loss. And in my mind, I'm looking at this area around 167 and thinking if it goes below there, then that's when we're going to get out. So I'm sort of willing to take a sort of £30 or so loss. So really on the upside, I've got to look for about the same amount. So I'm looking at sort of 179, 180 as being possible exit points. Again, we're looking over here at the second favourite to see if that continues to get backed in. We really need to see more backing there. And if we reach 180 on the favourite, then I'll start to make a view on whether I want that to go a little bit further. And we have to wait for things to happen. So you can see the market's pretty quiet at the moment. We had that initial break, and nothing else much has happened. We've got about 2 minutes left. So in the last 2 minutes, I'm looking for that position to mature. If it doesn't mature, I'll take it out at this current price, but at the moment I'm quite happy with the way that things are going. I'm a little bit away from a potential loss, so I'm happy just to ride this position at this moment in time. This is the classic let your positions run and cut your losses situation. So you can see a little bit more activities come in here, but it really hinges upon whether we get to see a little bit more backing going on. You can see the third favourite as well is gradually reaching that critical point as well, and we're now on the second favourite at 5.5. So the perfect scenario for us would be if both of those get broken. The third favourite goes below 6 and the second favourite goes below 5.5. That will really help us significantly. So you can see we're up around this point. I'd probably be quite happy exiting around here, and that's the sort of target that I was looking at. And that's really about framing the trade, basically saying, well, this is how much I'm willing to lose on this trade, and therefore this is how much I really need to get to make this worthwhile. So you can see both the second and third favourite are stuck at these critical points. If either of those go, it's going to push higher. That's why I'm hanging on. But even if just one of them starts to push down a little bit, that should help the favourite go out in the other direction, or vice versa indeed. So you can see the favourites pushing towards 185. Got about 30 odd seconds left. Just centred the ladders again. We've had the breakdown on the second favourite, a little bit to some extent on the third, but now we're getting close to the off, so I've got to pitch my positions somewhere in the market, so I'm just pitching it slightly above where we are at this moment in time. You can see it's coming out to meet those. It's taking out one and it's taking out the second one. So with 6 seconds left, our trade is complete, and it just leaves it for us to hedge our position. So it's £215 in total, or fully hedged it's about 111 odd pound. So yeah, an interesting trade. There are several components to within that. You can just see the hedged amount at the top there, which is reflected over here. So you can see I've just clicked to hedge that position out, and a fairly decent trade. You can see that it didn't go that much against us. We had a bit of support. You can see the third favourite has tanked in even more now. We had a little bit of support for that particular position. Never really particularly looked under threat at any one point or another. The only thing that could have gone wrong for us there was running out of time and not getting the full extent of the trade. But that's what the Betfair total looks like. You can see on the screen. You've got the individual elements of the trade broken down there, and then the consolidated view. And yeah, there we go. The trade took about sort of 6 or 7 minutes or so, and was a fairly straightforward trade from a number of aspects, including the sort of assessment of the market and the way that the market behaved. But yeah, I thought that may be interesting for you.